Good evening to all our loyal Golden State Warriors fans tuning in from every corner of the globe. Tonight, what we bring you is more than just a game recap. It's a story about grit, about pain, and above all, about the unbreakable heart of a team forged in fire. The Golden State Warriors, no strangers to adversity, are now staring down a familiar opponent, not just the Houston Rockets, but fate itself. Game 2 was supposed to be another epic chapter in a playoff series tied at 1 apiece. It was supposed to be the kind of night where stars shine bright, the crowd roars loud, and legends are born. Instead, what unfolded in the opening minutes sent a chill through the hearts of Warriors faithful. Just minutes into the first quarter, Jimmy Butler, yes, that Jimmy Butler, the firestarter, the motivator, the man who turned this team's playoff hopes from flicker to flame, crashed hard to the floor after a gut-wrenching collision with Thompson. It happened so fast. Thompson slipped. He undercut Butler unintentionally, but violently. In a flash, the life of the game was sucked out of Chase Center. Butler lay there, grimacing, clutching at his side. You could see it in his eyes. This wasn't your average fall. The man tried to get up. He paced, slowly. He winced with every step. He wanted to fight through it like he's done his entire career. But this wasn't something you tough out. After a couple of minutes, he shook his head, gave the nod to the medical staff, and limped to the locker room. Chase Center, known for its thunder, was suddenly quiet enough to hear a pin drop. The initial diagnosis came back: pelvic contusion. Nothing broken, the X-rays showed, but it didn't ease the worry. Butler is now scheduled for an MRI in San Francisco, and the entire franchise is holding its breath. Because let's be honest, this team without Jimmy isn't the same. He's not just a scorer. He's not just a defensive stopper. He's the emotional conductor of this orchestra. He's the guy who brings everyone together, who inspires hustle on defense and rhythm on offense. And with him gone, the Warriors weren't just missing a player, they were missing their soul. Golden State tried to adjust. Jonathan Kuminga, young, talented, and eager, was called upon to step up. And he gave it everything he had, but everything he had wasn't enough. Confidence, shaken. Decision-making, sloppy. Missed layups, turnovers, hesitation on open looks. Kuminga looked like a player lost between the weight of expectation and the moment that came too soon. And he wasn't alone in his struggles. Brandon Podziemski, Pods, to the fans and his teammates, was out there, clearly not himself. Battling a stomach illness, you could see the fatigue in his eyes. He hustled, he pushed, but the energy just wasn't there. Every closeout was a step late. Every drive lacked that extra gear. Between the injury to Butler and Pods running on fumes, the Warriors' rotation suddenly looked thin, vulnerable, and alarmingly human. Meanwhile, Houston took full advantage. Jalen Green came alive in a way we hadn't seen all season. This wasn't just a good game, it was a statement. He was electric, explosive, nearly untouchable. He dropped 36 points on the Warriors, the best performance of his career against Golden State. Step backs, catch and shoots, lightning-quick drives, he had it all working. He found mismatches, exploited every switch, and danced through defenders like they were ghosts. It was the kind of night where everything clicked, and the Warriors just couldn't respond. Golden State did have one bright spot: their three-point shooting. From the perimeter, the shots were falling. The deep ball kept them within striking distance, but once they crossed into the paint, the story changed. They shot just 41% from the field overall. The half-court offense was labored, disjointed, a far cry from the free-flowing system that defines Warriors basketball. The backdoor cuts, the split actions, the rhythm, gone. Everything looked hard. Every point felt like a struggle. Steph Curry, as always, tried to be the anchor. He finished with 20 points and hit some tough shots, but it wasn't his sharpest night. 6 turnovers. That's 6 extra possessions handed to a hungry Rockets team. Steph was pressing. He knew he had to do more. But the weight was heavy. The offense had lost its balance with Butler out, and Curry's magic, while still potent, couldn't carry them on its own. Then there was Draymond Green, one of the team's emotional centers. His night was, in a word, chaotic. He turned the ball over 5 times. He missed wide-open layups, clanked key free throws, and perhaps most damaging, picked up a technical foul in the fourth quarter, right as the Warriors were mounting what could have been a momentum-shifting run. That tech stopped them dead in their tracks. The energy evaporated, and Houston closed the door. The final buzzer sounded. Rockets won, Warriors won. The series is now tied. But it's not the numbers that linger. It's the feeling. The uncertainty. The question marks. But here's the thing about the Warriors. They don't run from pain. They don't crumble under pressure. This franchise has seen the mountaintop. They've also walked through the darkest valleys. They know what it's like to lose, to be doubted, to have every reason to quit, and still keep moving forward. This Game 2 loss, as painful and disheartening as it was, is not the end. It's a new beginning. A challenge. A test. Because what makes champions isn't perfection, it's resilience. And if this team has proven anything over the last decade, it's that they know how to bounce back. The calendar gives them a break, several days off before Game 3. Time for Butler to rest, to scan, to rehab. Time for Pods to recover from illness. Time for Kuminga to refocus. Time for Steve Kerr and his staff to adjust, tweak, reimagine. You can believe that in those film rooms, every missed rotation, every sloppy turnover, every bad decision is being dissected. And more importantly, fixed. Steph Curry. He's not resting. He's watching tape. He's shooting extra. He's thinking about every single play that could have turned the tide. Because he's not just the face of the franchise, he's its heart. And if Game 3 demands a masterpiece, Steph is already holding the brush. And don't count out Draymond. He knows he hurt the team with that tech. But you better believe he's coming back hungry. Game 3 could be one of those classic Draymond nights, the kind where he controls the pace, shuts down the opposing star, and brings the kind of energy that lifts everyone around him. And then there's Jimmy Butler. Pelvic contusion or not, if there's even a 10% chance he can play, he'll be out there. This is the man who made a career out of toughness. Who dragged teams through the mud with nothing but grit and willpower. You don't call him Playoff Jimmy for nothing. If there's one thing fans can believe in, it's that Butler will fight to be there. And if he can't be on the floor, he'll be on the bench, leading, guiding, igniting. This is what makes basketball beautiful. The drama. The adversity. The comeback. The fact that everything can shift in one night. The Warriors aren't panicking. They're preparing. Because they know, as everyone watching at home knows, that the real story of this series hasn't been written yet. They still have the tools. They still have the experience. They still have the belief. Game 3 isn't just a must-win, it's a statement. A chance to show the world that even when battered and bruised, the Warriors still have fight. Still have fire. Still have a legacy worth protecting. So buckle up, Dub Nation. The ride isn't over. Not even close. In fact, it's just getting started. The lights are about to get brighter. The stakes higher. The emotions deeper. And when Game 3 tips off, we'll all be watching, not just to see who wins, but to see who rises. Because when the world thinks you're down, when your stars are hurting, when the odds seem stacked, that's when the true Warriors emerge. We'll see you at tip-off. And here's the key takeaway from the channel: delve into financial education to enhance your quality of life. Within the financial market, explore bonds and shares, particularly focusing on real estate investment trusts, which offer the potential for passive income. Engage with this responsibly and consider reputable investment brokerages worldwide.